you do when somebody is super duper busy, right? We know they're busy. They come out and they're not really interested in talking to you. Maybe you even had an appointment and you were like, yay, here I come. I'm so excited. And you walk in and they're like, peace out. I don't have time for you today. Goodbye. I don't have any referrals. Leave, right? How do you pleasantly stay in there? And how do you stand in there? Because I think we all have stories of if we would have just walked away, we wouldn't have extended the conversation and we wouldn't have got the referral. All of us have stories where we stood in the uncomfortableness, and through that discussion, they were able to identify a patient. And it was really uncomfortable. So today, because I was launching a bunch of new reps last week, and they were really struggling with this. They were struggling with the idea that they should stand in there and have conversation. They wanted to come in, and if somebody said, no, thank you, or I can't think of a referral, they wanted to leave because they wanted to be respectful of the individual's time, which I get, and I understand it. But I lovingly said to them, like, we're there for a reason. You got your hair done. You did your makeup. Like, hang in there for a hot minute and see if you can't get them to hear you. Now, it doesn't work every time. So in this role play, we're gonna pretend as close as we can to real life, where people tell you to go away in this scenario. So in this one, we're going to talk about a Parkinson's patient. And this time I'm going to be the doctor, and I'm going to be obviously a neurologist who specializes in movement disorders at Metro Neurology and Associates. And Michelle is going to be the hospice liaison from Compassionate Journey Hospice. And she is going to arrive for a brief meeting that was difficult to schedule in the first place. And I'm going to play both the receptionist and Dr. Melanie. All right, so here I'm busy with my phone calls. Just sign in, please. Someone will be with you.
Well, before we start this, Melanie, can I ask you as a liaison, am I coming in with previous patient notes in my hand, care plan notes, or not?
Well, that's up to you. Whatever you would prefer.
Okay, well, we could cheat. I could cheat and say I have previous patient notes of his, because that sometimes gets you in the door a little bit quicker. So we can play it both ways, but let's pretend that I don't right now.
Okay.
Okay. So
Simon,
you told me to
somebody will be with you.
Excuse me. Hey, may I ask your name? Because I can't quite see your name tag, and I'd love to hear your name.
Oh, I'm Jen.
Thanks, Jen. Wow, you're busy. You're really managing a lot of tasks, I can see. I'm kind of impressed. I always love to see people that can multitask. I'm Michelle. I'm from Compassionate Journey Hospice. I do have a brief appointment with Dr. Melanie at 3:30.
Well, Dr. Melanie is running behind. She has 3 more patients to see. It might be a while.
That's okay. That's okay. I know how valuable her time is. I truly do. Would it be possible to let her know that I'm here when there's a brief moment between patients? But I tell you what, I know previously I have just stood in the hallway, and Dr. Melanie has been able to give me about 5 minutes. So if it's okay with you, I'll just stand in the hallway. I'll make sure that I stay out of the way. Would that be appropriate? And could I do that?
Yeah, but there's no promises that she's going to get to you any faster.
That's okay. I'll take my chances.
Okay. So stand in the box. Here it comes.
I'm standing in the hallway. I'm standing in the hallway.
Oh, you're from hospice. Look, I apologize. I don't have time today. We don't have any patients who are appropriate for hospice right now. Can we reschedule?
You know, Dr. Rodriguez, thank you so much for taking even a second with me. I know you're really, really busy with your Parkinson's patients, but that's precisely why I wanted to connect with you today.
Oh, well, like I said, we don't have any hospice appropriate patients at the moment.
I'm curious though, Dr. Rodriguez, what specific criteria do you typically look for when determining if one of your Parkinson patients might benefit from palliative approach?
Well, obviously, end stage symptoms, significant dysphagia, pneumonia risk, inability to ambulate, even with assistance, cognitive decline, medication ineffectiveness despite adjustments.
You know, one of your colleagues, a neurologist, did tell me that one of his greatest frustrations is watching his advanced Parkinson patients cycling through hospitals with preventable complications, Dr. Rodriguez. And despite his best efforts with medication, curious, has this been your experience as well, the same as your colleagues?
Well, yes, that's actually a significant issue. I do have patients who do well under my care for years, and then they reach a point where the medications just can't keep up with the disease progression. They end up in the ER repeatedly, and each time returning just a little bit weaker. The hospitals really don't understand Parkinson's medication timing either, which just compounds the problem.
Well, when those patients are cycling, Dr. Rodriguez, through hospitals with complications like aspiration pneumonia or even falls, what impact does that have on their quality of life in those final stages? And how does it impact you as well? I'm curious.
Well, it's devastating, honestly. The hospital environment is terrible for Parkinson's patients. Disrupted medication schedules, increased confusion, loss of mobility from being bedbound or bed rest. Each admission seems to accelerate their decline, and the families suffer tremendously watching this downward spiral.
I've seen that so many times, just like you. And if there were a way to prevent those hospitalizations while you're able to maintain your oversight, which I know is very important to you for their neurological care, would that change outcomes for these advanced patients and their families from your perspective?
Well, that would be ideal, keeping them comfortable at home, maintaining their dignity. Of course, having an expert management of their Parkinson's symptoms by people like myself and you who understand the disease. I think that would be a completely different experience for everyone involved.
And you know what, Dr. Rodriguez, I really appreciate this valuable time you're giving me. That's exactly why I wanted to meet with you today. That's what makes our hospice approach unique for Parkinson's patients, because it is our special neurodegenerative focus. That's our focus. Our nurses receive special training in Parkinson's symptom management, including the critical importance of medication timing. I didn't know if you were aware of that we have a specialized team. We actually have a former movement disorder nurse practitioner on our team who helps train our staff. Oh, I can see that sparked some interest for you, but yes, she's marvelous, and she can consult with you on these complex cases. We review dyskinesia, rigidity, dysphagia, all of those things that focus on comfort while preserving function as long as possible. She is amazing. And more importantly, Dr. Rodriguez, we view you as the continuing expert in their care. You know, unlike some hospices that might just simply discontinue complex medication regimes, we truly do work to maintain the Parkinson's medication schedule that you have established. We only adjust it as needed for comfort, and we only do it in consultation with you. Our nurse practitioner would be the one to reach out to you.
Well, that's refreshingly different. I've had hospices simply stop critical Parkinson's medications, causing unnecessary suffering from rigidity and dyskinesia.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that. So I'm wondering, from your experience, what percentage of your advanced Parkinson's patients would you estimate are receiving appropriate symptom management in their final stages of disease? I'm really curious. What is your experience in that?
Probably less than 20%. Most are caught in the cycle of hospitalizations and declining function without adequate symptom control. And the caregivers are beyond exhausted.
I know that exactly aligns with the national statistics that we've been seeing. When we look at disease trajectories, Parkinson's patients often meet hospice criteria. I don't know if you knew this or not. They often meet hospice criteria 9 to 12 months before they're actually referred. Think about the enormous amount of support that we could give to that patient and their families, your patients and their families, 9 to 12 months earlier.
Wow. You know, I do have one patient, Mr. Levinson. He's been battling Parkinson's for, gosh, 18 years and has declined significantly in the last 6 months. He's had three hospitalizations for aspiration pneumonia and now is wheelchair dependent, and his cognitive status is deteriorating. His wife called yesterday because she's in tears that he's refusing to eat due to his severe dysphagia. And I was actually considering a feeding tube discussion.
Oh, wow. Oh, sounds like that both of them are really struggling. Would you be open to a hospice eval to see if he might qualify for services that could help manage these symptoms, as well as all the amazing support that we could give his wife as well?
Yes, I actually think that would be appropriate at this point. His wife is exhausted, and I'm concerned about her health too.
Well, with your permission, Dr. Rodriguez, I would really like to contact Mrs. Levison today to schedule an eval. We could coordinate with you on timing, or your receptionist, whoever would take care of that. I will personally ensure our eval findings are communicated back to you within 24 hours. Would that work for you?
Yes, that would be helpful. Let's go get their information.
Thank you again so much for trusting Mr. Levison's care to us. I know these transitions aren't easy. I know they aren't, but I truly believe we can make a significant difference for both him and his wife. I'd also like to share some educational material about our Parkinson's program with you. I'll leave it with your staff if you have time to look through it for future reference. Is email a good way to send these to you? Because I would like to CC you so you could have them personally.
Yeah, email's fine. And listen, I apologize for trying to rush you off earlier. This was actually a very valuable conversation. Thank you.
No apologies needed, Dr. Rodriguez. I deeply appreciate you taking the time despite your packed schedule. I really do. I'll follow up with the Levisons today and keep you informed every step of the way. That's my promise to you. Would it be helpful if I check back with you in a week about Mr. Levison's status?
Yeah, please do. My nurse can put a reminder in the system for me.
Thank you again. And I really truly look forward to working together to provide the best possible care for Mr. Levison.
Nice. Okay, so what we know to be true is that we've had conversations turn. If you can stand in there for a hot minute while it's super uncomfortable, while they're like, get away, gotta go. In the end, we often find that they do have patients that could be appropriate, or at least discussions about patients that are on their way. And then you can follow up, right? So either go, obviously, Michelle is going to go get a order today for an evaluation and go talk to the Levisons, follow up with him, follow up with them in 24 hours at the office and have a conversation. So love it. Also, she could have given her handout. I know she was going to email it to him, kind of belt and suspenders. So if you have your handout, you can give it to them. You can also use it as a methodology to get their email address if you don't have their email address. It's a great way. We're still doing emails out there. It never beats in person, but we're still doing emails. We're saying we have availability in this area, those types of things. Or if you can't get to see somebody, your handout is at least going to get out there if you email it. If you have a week that you're just not able to get out there or whatever. So thank you for that.